Elohai be'odi, az amra Elohai be'odi, ahalila, ahalila, az amra Elohai be'odi, az amra Elohai be'odi, az amra Elohai be'odi, ahalila, ahalila, az amra Elohai be'odi. I'll sing to you, I'll praise to you, O source of all creation. We call your name, we sing your praise, O Holy One of blessing. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Az amra Elohai be'odi, az amra Elohai be'odi, ahalila, ahalila, az amra Elohai be'odi.
Bruchim Habayim, welcome to Temple Israel. It's great to have you here this Friday afternoon to welcome in Shabbat. Great to have you in the sanctuary. Great to have you joining us over StreamSpot. We welcome in Shabbat, the weekly day of rest, and this Shabbat we are very happy to celebrate the B'nai Mitzvah of Kenneth and Ella Uzbelger, who are going to be called to the Torah tomorrow morning for the first time. So Kenneth and Ella, would you bring up your family, your parents, Dan and Astrid, and your brother Charles? Join us up on the bima to light Shabbat candles and to welcome in the day of rest.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
You can take your seat.
Kenneth and Ella, you're going to stay up here. Don't run away yet, because they're going to lead us in Kabbalat Shabbat, the opening of our service, and we turn our Sidor Lev Shalem, to page 11. Let us go and sing to Adonai. Let us trumpet praise to our protector. Filled with thanks, let us greet God as we raise our voices in song. Top of the page, Lachunar Anana.
Lechuneranena, lechuneranena, lechuneranena le'Adonai. Lechuneranena, lechuneranena, lechuneranena le'Adonai. Naria, naria, letzor yishenu, nekadma pena besoda. Naria, naria, letzor yishenu, nekadma bizros niria lo. Neranena, lechuneranena, lechuneranena le'Adonai. Lechuneranena, lechuneranena, lechuneranena le'Adonai.
The heavens shall be glad and the earth rejoice, the sea and its fullness roar, the meadows and all that grows in them exult. Even the trees of the forest shall sing praise as Adonai comes. Page 14, the middle of the page, at the red arrow, Yismechu Hashamayim.
Yismechu Hashamayim. Yismechu Hashamayim. Yismechu Hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz. Hiram hayam, Hiram hayam, Hiram hayam, umlo. Hiram hayam, Hiram hayam, Hiram hayam, umlo. Yismechu hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz.
We turn to page 20, the final 3 lines of the page for Romemu.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho.
We turn to page 23 and we welcome in the Shabbat Kala, the Shabbat Bride, with Lecha Dodi. Kenneth and Ella will lead us in the first 2 stanzas on page 23, and then we jump ahead to the bottom of page 25 and we'll rise and face the back of the sanctuary towards the door for Boi V'Shalom, page 23, Lecha Dodi.
Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamer v'zachor b'tzibur echad, hishmi'anu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad. L'shum l'zitar la 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 la, lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nukha, ki hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha. Sof Moshe b'macha shevatcha la 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 la, lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Boi V'Shalom aterebela, gam b'simcha u'b'tohala, toch emenu am segela. Boi kala, la 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 la, lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela.
Great job leading us in Kabbalat Shabbat. Yasher Koach, Kenneth. Yasher Koach, Ella, you can come down and sit with your family. We continue on page 25 at the 27. Third time's the charm. A song for the day of Shabbat. Mizmor Shir LeYom HaShabbat.
Join our voices together. Yai, lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, lai. Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, 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 lai. Yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai. Mizmor Shir LeYom HaShabbat. Mizmor Shir LeYom HaShabbat. Tov lehodot. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Tov lehodot l'Adonai. Uzamer l'shimcha elyon. Uleza ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר, בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת. טוב להודות לאדוני, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. צדיק התמר יפרח, כארז בלבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחון. עוד ירבו בשיבה דשנים ורעננים יהיו, להגיד כי אשר אדוני צורי ולא הבלתה בו.
Page 29.
Adonai malachei ulavish, lavish Adonai uzi tazarav tikon tepel batimot. Mikolot mayim rabim adirim mishpereyam, adir bamarom Adonai, erotecha nemnu miolavetcha navakodesh, Adonai leorech yamim.
Now, Cantor, since a year ago when we started having people in the sanctuary again, which is wonderful in every way, I feel like you and I have had less conversations up here, fewer conversations. So I've got a question for you.
Okay.
You know, watching the things that you like to sing and the text you like, I get the impression that you like Berkat Kohanim, the Yevarechecha. Is that true?
Yeah.
Why do you like that prayer?
Well, it is in this week's Parsha, isn't it?
It is.
It is. I just love the idea of being blessed.
You love the idea of being blessed.
And blessing others.
And blessing others.
And, you know, kind of reminds me of Star Trek a little bit.
Okay, I didn't know you were a Trekkie, but okay.
I'm not really a Trekkie, but I don't know.
But you can pretend it reminds you of Star Trek.
Yeah, I do. I like the idea of blessing our children. I like the idea of blessing each other.
There we go. Thank you. It's a beautiful idea of giving blessing to others. Well, as Cantor pointed out, the prayer that we recite every Friday night, the Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, the prayer that we call Berkat Kohanim, the priestly blessing, comes from tomorrow morning's Torah portion, the portion of Naso. And it's addressed to Aaron. It's called the priestly blessing because it's a blessing that's given to the very first priest, Aaron, and his sons. And God says to Moses, "Speak to Aaron and his sons. Thus shall you bless the people of Israel and say to them, Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord deal kindly and gracious with you. May the Lord bestow God's favor upon you and grant you peace. Thus they shall link my name with the people of Israel, and I will bless them." It's one of the only prayers, one of the only pieces of liturgy that is recorded in the Torah. Normally, when people pray, they turn to God and they say what is exactly on their mind. They ask God for healing, or they ask God for a child, or they ask God for revenge against their enemies, or something more along those lines. And this is one of the oldest examples of a set prayer that's written down with specific words that the people know what the priests are going to say. And this ancient blessing was used by the priests each and every day that the temple stood in Jerusalem to bless the people at the conclusion of the service. They would turn towards the assembled congregation, they would raise their hands in the air, they would make this gesture, possibly, it's the Star Trek reference Cantor was mentioning, and they would share these words of blessing. And once the temple was destroyed, the practice spread outside of the temple. It spread to each and every synagogue when we conclude the Amidah in the morning with these words of blessing. but it also spread to our homes, because each and every one of our homes is supposed to be a mikdash me'at, a small sanctuary, a mini sanctuary. And that's where the custom comes from, of blessing our children on Friday night and on special occasions with this blessing. We're channeling the priests, channeling the blessing that came through those priests from God to our children in the synagogue and at home. And I really love the ritual that we have of people putting their arms over each other's shoulders. Instead of the priest's blessing from on high, with this gesture, we share those words with each other, which I'm guessing is what you're going for with that. But there's something else unique and something else distinct about this prayer when you compare it to the other prayers in the book, in the Siddur. Each and every one of those prayers, the requests of God, the praises of God, are phrased in the plural. We approach God as a community, as us, as we. And there's something powerful in that, is that we approach God together. But this prayer is a little bit different. This prayer is addressed to the singular you. In Hebrew, you is singular, and there's a different you that's singular. Lecha, or lachem, is plural. And this blessing is addressed to each of the singular yous in the audience. It's a prayer that says, a blessing looks different for each and every one of you. What is a blessing for me may not be a blessing for you. And this prayer acknowledges the differences between all of us who come together in a community, and says that even though we pray together in the same room, even as we sing the same words together, we're asking God for different things. We're asking God for the blessing that is appropriate for me and the blessing that is appropriate for each and every one of you. And so we share these beautiful words of blessing with our friends, with our family, with our community, each time we come to services on Friday night. And I invite you to please rise for this bracha, this blessing. As I said, put your arms around the person next to you, and Cantor Lissick is going to lead us in the priestly blessing.
Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. We sing Ken Yehi Ratzon.
May God bless you and protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Ken yehi ratzon.
May God deal kindly and graciously with you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom. Ken yehi ratzon yasim lecha shalom. Ken yehi ratzon yasim lecha shalom. Ken yehi ratzon.
May God bestow favor upon you, and may God grant you shalom, grant you peace. Ken yehi ratzon. May be seated. We turn to our prayers for healing, and we think of those in our lives in need of physical and spiritual well-being. This Shabbat, in our prayers, we think of Rav Yaakov Chai ben Hadassah, Shimon ben Yaakov Mordechai ben Naomi, Devorah bat Sarah, Herschel Yehoshua ben Malka, Perel bat Rezel, Dov ben Ita, Shmuel Yaakov ben Kalia ve'Ari, Devorah Rachel, Malka bat Sarah, Leib Yisrael ben Abraham v'Tzipora, Eliza Meira bat Leah, Tzivya bat Chana, Elijah Avila, Yafa Fega bat Ziselbina, Kathy Berlin, Abraham David ben Label, Bonnie Meyerson, Tova bat Rivka, Karen Nina Esther bat Yaakov Yerushalayim Tzirol, Adina Miriam, Harry Kinney, Kevin Haffey, Ezer Pesach, Zelda bat Yaakov v'Miriam, Ben Sion Chai ben Rachel, Leah Liba bat Doba, Miriam bat Rivka, Allison Kuntz, Jean Cook, Marvin Matthews, Dennis Carroll, Aver Yitzchak, Mordechai Chaim ben Leah, Kim Worrell, Bluma Duva, Malka Sarah bat Ruvain Verut, Hechazan Arya Shimon ben Chana, Leah Lisak, Eleanor Goldman, Ann Stanton, Sophie Galinsky, Harvey Stone, Tom Carney, Sarah Ella bat Arya Leib, and Daniel ben Yisrael. Anyone else would like to include a name for prayer? I invite you to rise and share those names with me. Vet kol hacholim, and all those who are ill. Cantor leads us in the prayer for healing.
Let's join our voices together. El Narifanala, El Narifanalo, Nishabirach Avoteinu, El Narifanala, El Narifanalo,
Turn to page 30, and I invite those in mourning or marking a yortzeit to rise and join me in the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, v'yalmad divera kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehi shemei rabba mevorach leolam olamei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha prichu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiran b'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimru amen. Let's turn to page 39, and I invite you to rise for the Baruch Hu, the beginning of the evening service. Olivia is going to help lead Mariv tonight. Great. Great job, Olivia. May be seated. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons, and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, rolls light before darkness, and darkness from before the light.
Avir yom umevi laila umavdil ben yom uvein laila Adonai tzevaot shemo elachai v'kayam tamid imochaleinu leolam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv ha'ravi.
Amen. Page 40.
אהבת עולם ותתעלמך, אהבת תורה מצחוקים ושפטים ותעלם על התעלם.
Okay.
כי הם חיינו ועוד החיימנו, ובהם נגע יומם ולילה, ואהבתך תשים ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל.
Amen.
שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. גם שמוע תשמע שפתי אשר לכם מצפתך ביום.
היום אנו שדבר בני ישראל מתם עשו ציציתך.
Adonai Elohechem, amen.
Page 43. Then Moses, Miriam, and the people of Israel joyfully sang this song to you, Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, top of page 44.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ומרים ובני ישראל, לחנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות, עושה פלא, נורא תהילות, עושה פלא, עושה פלא, מלכותך ראו בניך. בוקע ים לפני משה, זה אלי הנו ואמרו אדוני ונאמר כי פדרנה את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Amen. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully and awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Blessed are you who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people of Israel, and over Jerusalem. Page 45, Hashkivenu.
So this is a relatively new melody. Rabbi, last week I was at the Cantors meeting, a Cantors Assembly meeting in New York, and reconnected with my friend Cantor Dan Singer, who wrote that Michamocha that we just sang. And this is his Hashkivenu. Now I know we really love the Beth Styles, Craig Taubman mashup, but see what you think of this one. I'll teach it to you and we'll sing it together. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu. Everyone try that. Here we go. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom, l'shalom. One more time. Here we go. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Ve'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim, l'chaim. Ushmor tzitenu uvoenu l'chaim u'l'shalom. Ushmor tzitenu uvoenu me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Ushmor tzitenu vo'enu l'chaim u'l'shalom le'ata ve'ad olam. Ufros leinu sukat shalomecha baruch ata Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
Amen. Page 46, we rise for Vishamro.
V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. V'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. B'ni u'b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת ולעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה
אמן.
ועלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ימרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם לא מעומיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויפר ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן ביעלמה
Amen. We spend the next few moments of silent prayer, the words of the Amidah beginning on page 47.
When you've completed your Amidah, you may be seated. Shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. Let there be peace throughout the world. Peace. Let there be peace. Let there be peace throughout the world. Oh, say shalom. Oh, say shalom. Oh, say shalom. Be
We continue on page 54, Kaddish Shalem.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועמד יברח חירותי במנחה חותי בחיי חולם ומוכן בחיי תחום בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ומאומיה, יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויפאר בתרומה וינשא ויסתר וישראל ויזל שמי קודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה דמירן מעלמה ואמרו אמן. תיגע בארצות ובארצות זוכו ישראל קדם, אבוהנים ישמעי ואמרו אמן. יהי שם הרבה מן שמעי וחמלין ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן.
Kenneth and Ella, I'm going to invite you back to the bima to lead us in the Kiddush. Page 55, please rise. If you're under bar bat mitzvah age and want to join me for some Kiddush, come on up over here. Here you go, Isaac. Come on over here.
Oh, go to the rabbi.
Here you go, Charles. Come on over here, Olivia. Here you go. Come on, Jacob. Here you go. All right, hold it up nice and high.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, Shabbat kosher ve'ava u'ratzon hichilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereishit. Kivam tehillah lemikra kodesh, zecher metzion Mitzrayim, kivanu bacharta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, be'shabbat koshecha, ve'ahava u'ratzon, hilchatanu. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim.
And take that. Continue with Aleinu, page 57.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon ha'ol, l'atid gedula li'oter breshit, shelo atanu kegoyei haratzot, v'lo zamanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינות זו, ושכינות זו, וגם הם מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אינו, אמן מלכנו אפס הולדתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחתינו.
Okay, נקבל לך לראות מהרדיו.
ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
may be seated. We turn to page 58 for the Mourner's Kaddish. This coming week, we mark the yortzites of Arthur Goodman, Sima Garelick, Gussie Zimmerman, Michael Rotberg, Harry Snitz, Richard Yerlow, Joseph Leibovitz, Minna Goldstein, Samuel Kraft, Helen Sarah Weisblatt, Emil Goldsmith, Merle Weiss, Abraham Leach, Milton San, Max Schiffman, Celia Einhorn, Ben Oron, Arthur Wolf, Yaakov Walensky, Benjamin Shapiro, Theodore Isaacs, Judy Lynn Aaron, Barney Hohenstein, Frank Eisman, Sarah Shirley Sturmwasser, Simon Jerkovich, Dorothy Baumgarten, Teresa Burke, William Burke, Monica Thorpe, Shelley Bregman, Sonia Rappaport, Isidore Rosen, Michael Sherman, Rosalind Sherman, Rachel Helbine, Isidore Rosen, Anna Orenstein, Julius Goldstein, Deborah K. Goldberg, Bernard Greenspan, Joel Novick, Rose Weiss, Shelton Gorelick, Alice Levine, Alexander Baikovitz, Hilda Bursan, Harry Spritzman, Bernice Roberts, Samuel Queskin, Irene Goldfarb, Molly Luftglass, Ruben Bilski, Sidney Mackler Newman, Mirt Freeman, Donald Nicholson, Bud Wolf, Sarah Levy Strauss, Annie Fisher Kahn, Julius Goldklang, Nathan Baumrind, Irving Finkelstein, William Bernard Leibowitz, Gertrude Sherman, Irene Eisenberg, William Weinstock, Mimi Benzel Gould, Walter Gould, Helen Aronson Shear, and Francis Levine. We also extend condolences to families in the midst of Shiva and Shloshim, families who've recently lost a loved one, to Linda Isser on the passing of her husband, Robert Isser, to the family of Robert Speisman on his passing, to Mark Keller on the passing of his mother, Phyllis Keller, and to the family of Esther Scott, including her daughter, her mother, Sarah Ackerman, her daughter, Rachel Kokenauer, and her sister, Penny Powell, and her brother, Bernie Ackerman. Page 58, I invite those in mourning or marking a yortzeit to rise and join me in the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba, v'yalmad yivera kirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen, yehi shemei rabba mevorach leolam olomei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei, v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha brichu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechamata, damiran v'yalma v'yimru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimru, amen. May be seated. I call on our president, Amy Udoff, to deliver some words of greeting. Together with Jacob Udoff.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to welcome my in-laws who are here with us tonight from Ponte Vedra area, Florida. And thank you to Rabbi Wolk and Cantor Lissick for a wonderful Kabbalat Shabbat service. Ella and Kenneth, you did a really great job today leading the service, and we look forward to sharing your Simcha tomorrow morning when services begin at 9:30. Thank you to AV specialist Sean Servant and pianist Adam Ward for enhancing our services so nicely tonight. I'd like to highlight some of the fun events that are coming up here at the synagogue. Join Tour on Tap, our young professionals group for their annual South End Ice Cream and Brewery call that's this Sunday. And the Wodi Comedy Night for members on June 23rd. We'll be enjoying cocktails and a comedian, and we'll mingle with our Wodi friends. And mark your calendars for July 22nd when we celebrate Shabbat. Bahutz? outside. It's going to be a beautiful outside service at 5:45 p.m. and you can pack your own dairy or vegetarian picnic and join us. That sounds lovely. Please check out our website for everything else here at Temple Israel, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Amy. We conclude our service tonight with Shalom Aleichem. Let's turn back to page 5.
Shalom Aleichem Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 Boachem Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu, Nil Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu, Nil Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 Tzidchem Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Mimelech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Mazel Tov.